Welcome, Ignited. Thank you for joining us for church on this wonderful Sunday. We have a special Zoom call that we're doing for our Ignited Online. We're actually including Minister Harry Ho. He's going to be a part of this awesome Zoom call conversation if you'd have it. A great way that we believe will bless you, bless your family, bless your friends. So this is going to be a great conversation, great teaching and dialogue. We're so glad you tuned in.
Well, welcome everybody to this new special edition of Ignited Online. We got a super special treat for you guys today. We got Minister Harry Ho joining us for our Zoom call service today. Come on, somebody. We're excited about that. We, of course, got Leanna with us as well. Say hi, Leanna.
Hello.
Hi, Leanna. And we got Pastor Evan joining with us as well. He's been with us just tearing it up, doing some amazing just video stuff. And Evan, how's your challenges been going? Leanna gave you all those challenges a couple services. So how you been doing?
It's a full schedule. I don't even have time to even eat. But we've been, man doesn't live by bread alone, but on every word that comes out of the mouth of the Lord.
Okay.
And so we're getting through them.
All right. Sweet. Well, today we actually have a super special topic, at least it's special to me, and I'm excited to get to talk about it with you guys and with all of our listeners. And we're talking today about homeschooling.
Oh boy.
So the reason we're talking about this is because right now, at least everyone that I know of is being homeschooled because the school system is shut down for the rest of the semester. Right, they're being homeschooled.
They're homeschooled.
So, and I've been talking with some of you guys, Ignited students, and hearing that homeschooling is much more challenging than you expected. It's true. It does not always mean you get to get up at 10 o'clock in your pajamas and do school whenever you want, although that's what some people assume that homeschooling is. My homeschool was never like that anyway. But we're going to give you some insights today on homeschooling, and you guys are fortunate enough that both myself and Pastor Evan we were both homeschooled growing up. So we have some great insight for you guys. And then Harry and Leanna both did some of their college online. And so they're deciding that counts as being homeschooled. So we're going to try to give you guys some tips today and maybe hopefully help you guys out a little bit during this time when you're learning what it's like to be homeschooled.
Mm-hmm.
So Pastor Evan, you got anything for us to start this out?
Yes, absolutely. So I was homeschooled, from first grade all the way to 12th grade. And so I realized very quickly, you definitely need to maintain a schedule. You need to keep a schedule going. Otherwise, you start to find yourself getting laxed on certain things. You start to just try and get through certain things. But I found out that the better the schedule, the better focus that I had, the more I actually retained from what I learned. Mm-hmm. And so just kind of get creative. I found also when it comes to homeschooling, when it came to history, when it came to English, there are certain subjects that I actually had a hard time with. And I found myself benefiting by pretending, this is something weird, pretending that I really was interested in it. And that I was discovering this information for myself. And all of a sudden, I found myself retaining information better. My studying at home was better. I didn't have more distractions, even though with again, we have a family of 7. There's 5 of us kids. And so there's a lot of things happening. But I found myself being more interested actually in my subjects, focusing on my homework better, and getting better grades because of it. And so those are a couple things. I'll save some more answers after that. But if anyone else wants to jump in, or Aaron, if you want to jump in, we can play off of each other.
Yeah, I think one of the things, especially once you get into high school, which most of our viewers are, is to set up a specific area where you can do your school.
Yeah.
And just stay in that one area. I know that really helped me is when okay, this is my designated school area. Like Pastor Evans said, to set up a schedule. Okay, from, here's all the subjects I'm going to do. I'm going to just do school straight from, 8 to 12, and I'm going to take a lunch break. I'm going to finish out any subjects I didn't finish up after lunch. But staying in that one spot, so, you don't have too many distractions to distract you. Maybe you have to get away from your siblings. If you have siblings, go and set it up in your room. Although I don't suggest doing school in your bed. And it's a dangerous place. I remember one time, I think I was in 10th grade, doing a chemistry test in my bed and almost falling asleep. And like over an hour later, I was like, oh, I'm only like halfway through this chemistry test. And it's only like a 50 questions test. So I don't suggest your bed as a good school area, unless for some reason you can just sit in your bed and not fall asleep. Maybe you have that gift, but I don't. So find a spot where you're comfortable but not too comfy to do your schoolwork. I think that's a great tip.
Yeah, it's great.
It is. I was thinking, I had to do that transition from in-person school to online school. And so I had to change my thinking when I went to online college. And one of the things that I had to do is I had to, all my assignments and all my due dates were in different places for all my classes. So I picked one spot where I wrote down every single assignment and its due date in one spot. So I didn't lose track. Because it was so easy to lose track because I was my only accountability now. Yeah. I didn't have that teacher in class reminding me of my due dates. So I had to write it all in the same spot. And that helped me keep track of what was due when. And then I just had to decide I'm going to do at least one thing a day.
Yeah.
At least one thing a day. Because it's so easy. Oh, my due date's not till Friday and it's Monday. I'm going to put it off. And then it comes Thursday at 11:35 p.m. and your assignment's due at 11:59 and you freak out. So I try to do at least one thing a day and do it in the order that it's due. Do it in the order that it's due, because then you get those, those little things out of the way and it's done 4 days early. Boom, I can move on.
That's really good.
So those are some things that help me. And two is I get easily distracted by my phone. So if it's going off next to me, I'm going to look at it. And so I either have to turn the phone over or leave it in another room while I'm working on an assignment, because it is so easily that notification comes up and suddenly I'm derailed and on my phone.
That's a really good point. I think if you really think about it and step back and look at why is it so hard to go to school at home. I did online college as well, but I also work from home. I've been working from home for years. And I've learned that the problem that you have with doing that when people they're not used to it is you're blending the lines of school and home or work and home. Your boundaries are now not boundaries anymore. It's all there. So when you're talking about being in a different location, like Aaron was saying, being in a different spot, you're setting physical boundaries, right? And then you're talking about time, Leanna, and scheduling and scheduling your time, scheduling your hours and stuff like that. That's putting time boundaries on it. And I think it's really important to really start to develop those, because you're right, you guys are right. You have to be accountable to something. And if you don't have boundaries, things get blurred. It's easy to get distracted. So treat your time, going to school as going to school. It'd be no different than you going to school into a building. Just wake up. I know for me, I used to wake up in my pajamas and go to work. And sometimes I still do that. It's okay sometimes. But ultimately, if I get dressed and I'm getting ready to work, even though I'm going into my office in my house, I'm treating it like it's school or work. I'm treating it like it's a mental thing. If I'm going to work, I'm going to do it there. If I'm going to work and keep my phone away, I'm going to dress the way I need to, get ready. And then also, I think one big one is taking breaks, because at school you have breaks, right? You have hours that you might have in between or time in between. You have a lunch. So, if you have those times where I'm going to work from this time to this time, you can also take a break and walk away outside of the boundary to get that refresher until you step back in. So I think that's great.
Yeah, and I wanted to add too, just playing off of that, you got to find out, when are you most cohesive? When do you focus the best? Now, it has been said between 7 and 9 can be prime hours prime hours to get stuff done. Now, a lot of people might say I'm not a morning person. Well, a lot of the time we've actually trained ourselves to not be a morning person, but it can be done. But if maybe 7 to 9 isn't a prime time for you, you got to find out your prime time to focus, because even doing homework at home, kind of like Harry was saying, is like you're doing work at home, you're blending the two, but you're actually working your mind like crazy. You're focusing and you're trying to solve problems, answer emails, do papers, do exams, and it does take a lot of focus. So you want to find when is your prime time. That's actually very valuable when it comes to doing your homeschooling.
And I think too, something that's important is meet your basic needs before you try to do something big. If you are hungry, if you're hungry or you're not feeling well or you're tired, you're not gonna do well, and you're gonna get frustrated, and you're not gonna do your schoolwork. So make sure that you're meeting your needs. If you made a bad decision and stayed up till 5 a.m. the night before, and you need a 20-minute power nap, to help you get back on track, then do it. Or go get an apple, whatever, do it. Meet your basic needs. Don't try to suffer your way through. Meet those needs for yourself.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the benefits of homeschooling, is that you can do that. Yeah, if I'm starving, I can get up and grab an apple, or I can get up and grab a snack real quick. It's not against the rules. It's really simple. They can go and grab a snack. I don't have to get a hall pass. I can go to the bathroom whenever I want. Just a few of the amazing benefits of being homeschooled is that right there. Pastor Evan, would you agree with that?
I agree with that. And I wanted to add a couple of things too. I think that is so true. You want to, it's amazing being able to eat and then jump back into doing class and homework, because you're better off. And but I also wanted to add too, this awesome opportunity to do like Zoom calls. You can even do study parties with their friends. I didn't have the pleasure of doing that. I actually had very, very, very few friends as a kid, so I didn't have that benefit, but now many do, and that's a great way of socializing and trying to get work done. You got to know your boundaries, but also, and this is something huge, I want to challenge everybody that is listening to my voice right now. Don't go and play your Call of Duty. Don't do that jumping into before, because you won't want to, or be focused to do homework after. Make that your reward. Make that your reward. That's I'm going to get stuff done, and then I'm going to give myself an hour of Call of Duty. But don't try and do it before, because it will make you useless. It will make you useless to try and do schoolwork after you play games and have your recess, if you like to call it that. So give yourself a reward. You discipline yourself, and you will actually find yourself taking more pride in what you're accomplishing.
I 100% agree with that. Don't get sucked into a project right before you're supposed to jump in to do some school. I've definitely done that. And then, I'm trying to work on school, and all I can think about is finishing that project, whatever it is, whether it's the next level in Call of Duty, or, for me, it would be finishing, maybe sighting in my bow or my crossbow, or going back out to chase that deer I saw in the morning.
All of our Ignited students are actually in the same boat as you, Aaron, with that.
Right. I'm just saying that was for me personally. That's where
right. No, it's good.
It's probably different for you, especially right now during the springtime. But those were things that would distract me when I was in high school. And so I try to say set those things aside for after you're done, and then give yourself that reward for doing that. 100% agree with that. And we're going to talk more about this maybe on another episode, another service. We'll try to show some of the benefits of being homeschooled and how to deal with your siblings. I think that's a great topic that people are trying to figure out. Oh my goodness, I'm stuck with my siblings 24/7 now. How in the world do I deal with that? Well, we'll tell you that hopefully on a later service. But for now, that's all the time we got. Thanks so much for being with us, everybody. I hope you guys got some insight from Pastor Evan and Harry and Leanna and myself. And keep doing school. Stay diligent, right? We talked about that last time. Stay diligent. Don't be lazy, but don't become a busybody. We love you guys. Thanks so much for joining with us, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
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 Thank you so much for joining us for church today. We're so glad that you're here with us for Ignited Online. And we make new videos every Wednesday and Sunday, so check back for a new video. Also, you can keep up to date on everything that's happening on our Instagram, our Facebook, our website. We update those regularly, so check back soon. Thanks again for being with us. We love you guys so much, and we will see you next time.